She called me again. Today it's baby daddy's cheating and the husband's creeping and the gas was shut off. Amazing days as we fall into monotonous ruts, continuously falling on our butts just to get back up and start all over again. And she calls her friend the poet. He called me again. Anxiously, he awaited to tell me of today's unfolded fate for him. See, he's locked up again.
Oh.
And he calls his friend the poet. I'll tell y'all how I feel about that. Mind scrolls unfold to untold, unspoken properties that's spoken word poetry, my first love. Well, it afflicts me, takes over me. My fingers drip, drop, bleeding ink on the sheets of sin to cleanse the person or the paper. Reality is it's time to birth creation again. So spark synapse burst, nerve ending to nerve beginning, and I begin to thirst. Excuse me. I begin to thirst to find answers to problems that I don't even have. Each page is a brick laying foundations past, soothing prose prescriptions last until I refill the lead. I'm a healing unabridged walking dictionary, and I spit this therapy right off the top of my head. But Playa show tonight, I got a question for y'all.
Oh.
Why? No, for real, why? I mean, why do I cry for your pain when you hurt? Why is it so easy for you to feed me your issues and I quietly, discreetly excrete the that you are going through?
Okay.
Well, I don't know if you know what it's like to be a poet, but my mind instructs for a reconstruct due to an influx of nothingness. Mercifully placing them at my soul's altar, hoping to heal your indiscretions. Well, Corey Kane, this lesson is for you.
Oh.
See, poets don't see rain. We see floods, monsoons, and tsunamis. On my knees daily is where you'll find me, not praying for me, but every day praying for you. Hoping that the Most High would hear my cry to birth a solution, resolution of self-pollution, but I just took a shower. I'm clean. I'm clean of my own issues. It's just that, well, like I told you, I'm a poet. And when you tell me your sad story, I digest it, inhale it, want to write it onto pages, spit it out onto stages in an attempt to take the hurts away from you. Do me a favor. Keep your bullish to yourself, because you killing me. Thank you.
Oh! I got my girl Purpose right here. Give it up. Hot, fire, hot. You got it going on, girl. Good. That's
Thank
very
you.
good. Very good. I like that. Now, you just wrote that, had to.
It's, it's a little something that I pull out and add to every once in a while. So.
You're almost like a rapper. You can come off the dome a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Have you ever indulged in rap or anything like that?
Absolutely. When I was in high school, I used to battle rap, and I used to.
There we go.
I used to battle dudes. I wouldn't, even mess with the
dudes.
females. So.
Up until when did you switch to a poet?
I wrote poetry in high school, but I didn't, come out with it. But then after I started writing books and, speaking and doing that, I started actually performing. And I met Chief Rocket Entertainment, and that's when I started really doing poetry.
Q Nice and them.
Absolutely, yeah.
So did you travel the circuit with those guys, going nightclub, and doing your thing?
I did. I actually started my own open mic venue because of them. And so I had venues for a while.
Now, is it a fine line trying to, exude a message in your poetry versus, delivery and style?
I think it's natural, because when you're writing, the space that you're in when you're writing is the space of that delivery. So it's going to come off how you wrote it. Whatever mind space you were in when you were writing, that's what's going to come out. So, I do all types of poetry. I know you're familiar with all my types of poetry. So,
Indeed.
but when I'm coming out with a message like the one that I just performed, I was in that space where people were loading me down with their problems and their issues.
That just shows the breadth of your talent. I mean, because what she was alluding to, if y'all didn't know, like I said, we caught up with her at the Touch of Elegance. It was a little erotic poetry going on.
That wasn't me.
That wasn't you?
I don't know
that
who
was
that
your
was.
alter ego? Now, let me ask you a question. Now, being an ex-rapper, being a poet, are you real critical of rappers and their writing nowadays?
I'm real critical of everything. I'm going to just be honest. I have a master's degree in education.
Okay.
Okay, and with also English literature was kind of
Do you ever feel the urge to bring your writings and into school and share with the students and everything that's in your class?
Yeah, I did when I was in Cleveland Public Schools. I actually did. That's how I started teaching writing. Creative writing, because it was therapeutic for kids too, and they don't know, how to deal with some of the things that they go through as youngsters, and kind of like how to go through puberty and that. So teaching them how to write about it was great, and some of them are still doing it today.
We were talking about her CD that's soon to drop this Wednesday, and what's the title of it again?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Now it's a sensual CD.
It is.
Now, why sensual first before anything else? Just to lighten the mood or what?
Well, about 7 years ago, I did a CD, and it was, not sensual. So this is where I was at in 2011. I was in a sensual state of mind.
Okay.
So my next CD is going to be the complete opposite of that.
Now, you got a book, too.
Yeah,
what you know about that? Now, what's the difference between the book and the CD,
Well, the book is a novel. It's fiction. It's the first of a 3-part series. And so it was my first attempt at actually writing fiction. And it was fun writing. It took me a long time to write because I was playing around with it. But, it's about, love, life. It's about Cleveland because that's where I'm from. So all the characters are from Cleveland, and you'll read different things about it.
All types of characters.
Absolutely, absolutely. But it's around a female jazz club owner.
A female and her experiences being a club owner. And
being a club owner, dealing with men.
Right.
In the entertainment industry, and I can
now,
kind of relate.
Now, is that poetic too? Book? Is it any poetic, undertones to it or anything?
One of the characters pretends like he's a bit of a poet, just to kind of get in where he fit in.
in
right. But it's really no poetic undertones there.
Now, what's the name of the book?
Sam's Jazz.
Sam's Jazz.
Right. Shout out to Playa and Corey Kane, Hollywood Chucky, Frustration Photography. Let's go. My poetry wears camouflage and stilettos. I said, my poetry wears camouflage and stilettos. Y'all see my stiletto? My poetry wears camouflage and stilettos. So tired of watching Thug made Pinocchio's nose grow, spewing lies when the truth should be told. So I'm slapping consciousness onto your subconscious and smacking asses off a stripper pose, cause ghetto is a state of mind. It's not a zip code. I said my poetry wears camouflage and stilettos. My poetry wears camouflage and stilettos. I said my poetry wears camouflage. Y'all suck at this, man. And stilettos. Imagine me massaging your cranial wall so you think straight. Impregnate your mental, but your period's not late. I want to connect with your mind and menage with your thought patterns. Make you understand why the richest man is not driving a Hummer, he's pushing a Saturn. Make you understand your deficiency in the area of efficiency, which probably explains your lack of sufficiency. Do you feel me? I want to straighten out your crooked brain waves before you end up in unmarked graves that society dug for you long ago. I said my poetry wears camouflage and stilettos. My poetry wears camouflage and stilettos. Now y'all feeling me. I said my poetry wears camouflage. That's what's up. Clean faces tell dirty lies when faced with the reality of self. Deflection becomes the chosen protection against mirrored disappointment. We constantly let we down. No one's wearing crowns anymore, just badges of self-neglect. She's wearing short skirts and high heels to disguise internal bleeding from past wounds, and he's driving Maybachs to take back lost reality. See, this is my people. And you know what? My people, we're going to take it. Because we're going to make it. And always, my poetry wears. And I said my poetry wears camouflage and
stilettos.
Thank y'all.